Hello friends, this is Luke with the Yoga School. In this module we're going to be discussing Surya Namaskara. Surya Namaskara is a Vedic practice. It was added to the Ashtanga Vinyasa sequence within the last 100 years. Surya Namaskara therefore is a little bit different than a lot of other Hatha Yoga practices, and it is a very ritualistic type practice. It's not necessarily a worship of a deity, although Surya is the sun god, and so there is some connection that way. However, the practice of Surya Namaskara, the theory behind it is that all life needs the sun. Therefore, the sun is the greatest healer that we have access to. So when we practice Surya Namaskara, we're bringing that type of energy into our bodies that have been forged by the sun and the stars that are now housing our consciousness. They need the sun. So Surya Namaskara is a communion with that power. Surya Namaskara naturally then is sattvic. It tends to balance things and keep cohesion. It's a good way to start out a yoga practice because it kind of brings people pretty quickly into the present moment. Surya Namaskara is taught in several different ways in different traditions. Over the course of the last thousands of years, it's in the thousands probably how many different variations of Surya Namaskara there are. The most common type of Surya Namaskara in the Ashtanga Vinyasa system are the ones taught obviously by Pattabhi Jois and the Jois Institute in Mysore, India. There are two types of Surya Namaskara taught there. The first one has 9 vinyasas and the second one has 17 vinyasas. These exercises can be practiced by anybody that's physically able to do so. There are a lot of different variations to them, but in their raw form, it starts with an inhalation, an exhalation, and it moves through a set sequence that comes back to standing, back to samastitihi. These can be practiced once, twice, 3 times, as many times as you want. It's often said that Surya Namaskara is a complete yoga practice in and of itself. The best thing about Surya Namaskara for Westerners or for Americans is that it's simple, it's accessible, and it's definitely a great way to generate heat and focus at the beginning of a yoga class. So we're going to go into Surya Namaskara. We have some videos and some learning materials that way. We want to have a discussion about it. Not everybody needs to practice Surya Namaskara. You most certainly don't have to practice that to consider yourself an Ashtanga practitioner by my definition. But generally speaking, most people that practice Vinyasa Yoga do some type of Surya Namaskara towards the beginning of the practice.